All right, y'all, what is going on? Back with another video. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. Everything is good. It is Friday. I'm out here in these streets. I'm actually off today, so that's a good thing, right? But other than that, hopefully you guys are doing well. I wanted to talk about the Falcons for a little bit because I see a lot of things changing, a lot of things that are a little bit different than what it normally would be in the off season. You see a lot of changes. We already talked about the free agent signings. We talked about how things are changing with the culture and the new coach. And I feel like with these new uniforms, I do feel like there's going to be a different shift of what the Falcons were and what they're going to be. I do believe right now that the Falcons are going to be a totally different type of team when it comes to concept, vibes, structure, because at first you see Matt Ryan come in, you see Kevin Stefanski come in, you see Ian Cunningham, you see these guys come in, and you'd be like, well, all right, well, what are they going to do? What are they going to bring to the table? But from all the things that we've seen in the past, let's say what 2-3 months, it looks totally different from the Raheem Morris, Terry Fontenot side of things. It just feels totally different. Now, does that mean it's going to be wins or losses? Are they going to be different in that aspect? I don't know. Because a lot of teams are getting better. I mean, to be honest with you guys, what that team doing up there in Charlotte kind of got me a little nervous. All the other teams kind of backslide a little bit. I'm not afraid of the Buccaneers. The Saints are the Saints. But that team in Carolina, they're looking pretty good. But that's another story for another day. When I look at the Falcons themselves, I feel like the Falcons are really trying to change the culture of Atlanta. And I think they're actually trying to do it along with trying to keep some things the same. You see how the uniforms are, kind of like of a throwback to from back in the day, as well as trying to keep that vibe from the 2004, 2012 era. And I think that the team itself, the personnel, is good enough. Once again, and we said this every year, they're good enough to win this division. Like I said, there's only one team that I'm truly worried about. As of right now, things can change. But I like what they're doing overall, and I think the culture is going to be changed to a point where it's going to have to take a while for the fan base to actually see it. Because some of the fan base still feel the same way about the Falcons in general. They're not really, they're on board, but they're not on board. It's a lot of 50-50. That's how it goes with the Falcons. It's always been that way to an extent. And I get it. You got to understand, this team hasn't been in the playoffs since, 2016, 2017? It's been a long time. And it's a lot of doubt that's going on with the changes with the Falcons. I get it. You bring another quarterback in. People are still clinging on to Michael Penix. You bring Tua in. You bring some a different set of guys that can do some pass rush because you don't know what's going on with James Pierce. You just re-signed D'Angelo Malone for special teams or whatnot. And he could play on defense as well. He's not just a special teams guy. And, you bring some guys in on offense with Dotson, you bring some defensive back in, some safeties. You bring some guys in, and you're looking like, yeah, I can see how this is 100% different from what we're used to. You got to understand, the Falcons aren't really that type of team to sign a bunch of quality free agents like this. Like everybody that we brought in for a 1-2 year deal, these are quality guys that we know that they have the potential. But we don't know if it's going to pan out. Most of the time throughout free agency, we always try to get a few guys that are, all right, these are just guys that are going to be filling the roster. And it'd be like 1 or 2 guys that's going to be like the home run signing. We tried that every time. We did that with Jesse Bates when Jesse Bates came. We tried to do that with Simmons when Simmons came in, the other safety when he came in. We tried to do that with Leonard Floyd. We always tried to do that. And, you see how it just doesn't really pan out. So you always try to do that, and you kind of like running into a brick wall. Now, nobody in this situation is a blockbuster signing, and they're a bunch of quality guys. So it's just a bunch of changes that's going to be measured. It's going to be a lot of, quality and above average type of moves to where it is just going to be a bunch of guys that's going to collective make the team good. And I think that is something that we're really not used to. When you see the handprint or the footprint or the fingerprint that Ian Cunningham is putting on his team, and what he's putting on this team is, hey, we're going to build from the draft up, but at the same time, every free agent signing that we have is going to be a minimum, low risk, high reward type of deal. Hell, I even talked about the free agency that we did in the past. Every blockbuster signing we did with Kirk Cousins. You see what I'm saying? It's like we always try to go for the fences. So, but this time it's going to be a little different. And I do see the vision. Do I see more than 8 wins right now? I don't see that right now. I just don't. You know, but do I see where the potential? I see the potential more than what it was last year. I do what I see more than what it was last year because even though everything collectively did fall into place that we should have won more than what we won, I do feel like we kind of backslide a little bit in the quarterback situation. I do think Tua could be extremely good. I think Michael Penix could be extremely good. But when you had Kirk Cousins, you know, you had somebody that was, I mean, let's be honest, you had somebody who was more fit for the job. You know, I mean, I think he's more fit than the other two guys. I just think the other guys are more talented. But there's just, it is what it is. So you saw what a healthy Kirk Cousins did for us. We were 6-3 at the front end of a season, and then he got hurt. When Michael Penix get hurt, he comes in, and we're 5-2 on the back end of the season with Kirk Cousins. So Kirk Cousins, you know, he has he does have a resume to say, like, look, I can make things happen, whether if it be in a 6-7 game, stretch. So I look at it like this. Now we're looking at this team where everything is going to be even keeled. Everything is going to be reserved, and you're just going to be on some stepping stones, building blocks to something that can collectively be a winning culture. A lot of these guys that are being signed could easily be in for long-term deals later for this team. Even Tua could probably hit us for a long-term deal if this guy comes in and does like 35 touchdowns in 4 interceptions. Now, is that likely? No, probably not. But I mean, I'm just saying, if he puts up good numbers, he could likely get us in a situation where we may sign him to a good 3-year deal worth, 120 or something like that. I mean, it is what it is, and I think that's what they're banking on. They're not trying to, break the bank with any of these quarterbacks, whether it be Penix or Tua. They're just trying to get somebody who can consistently be under center that can, make things happen with the ball in their hand, outside of injury. And if it don't pan out, well, guess what we do? We're going to go get us a rookie quarterback in 2027. And if it don't pan out, look, you're probably going to end up looking to try to get Arch Manning. You're probably going to try to get Jaden Miava. You'll be trying to get some of these guys that are coming out because, hey, it didn't work out for these two guys that we have now. And then we still got Trevor Siemian, which it is very hard to measure Trevor Siemian because every time he goes out there, he does okay. It's like okay to worse. But if he can get hot, you got him for 4 games. So you're not going to look at him as a franchise quarterback, but he's probably like your permanent backup that'll always be there, a Chase Daniel type, So, I mean, so when you look at everything that's there, I see the vision. I don't know if I see the wins, but I do see the vision. And if you can get it together with the contracts that we have, this team could be very good for a very long time because you don't have to worry about moving people, getting rid of certain people's salary cap issues or anything like that. So I think this is something that we have to really think about where, hey, this team is going to be different. This team's going to look different. This team's going to be configured differently. This is not the Falcons that we've seen for the last 15 or 20 years. I really see that things are different compared to what it was before. Does that equate to success? I guess we want to see. Well, with that being said, I'm about to go get this haircut. I'm looking kind of rough right now. So I'm gonna go get this haircut, try to look like somebody. And yeah, you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'll be back with more content either on this channel or my gaming channel. You guys check it out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.